Lanzarote Airport, where temperatures soar.
Don't you swear at me!
I like her. I will. I swear to God, it's a lovely plane, I'll have her.
Planes didn't have passengers would be a lot better, I think.
Tricky passengers are pounced on.
Seashells on the seashore.
Yeah, all right, well, that doesn't make any difference to me. You know, you're making me feel ill with the fumes from your breath.
There's no way out for some.
I'm in Lanzarote. I'm 2,000 miles away from home. I've got 2 children waiting for me, and I have no way of getting back.
I've got no credit cards, no nothing.
Where Holidaymakers push reps to the limits.
From now until about 7:30, it's quite crazy. We have 2,000 people arriving in that period of time.
Just lost 6 people, that's all.
And it's not only passengers that go missing.
It's a holiday nightmare. We're after losing our luggage. Or our luggage has lost us.
Where life can hang by a thread.
They just have to wait until we continue boarding.
The sun-drenched Spanish island of Lanzarote, an Atlantic paradise just a stone's throw from Africa. We Brits have taken it to our hearts, creating a little piece of England with guaranteed sun. Over 1 million of us arrive every year with chilling out on our minds, but it's inside the airport terminal that temperatures can really soar, and today is no exception.
I'm not having people laughing at me. I've seen better faces on props, I've seen bigger men on wedding cakes. And you, mate, don't even come into them. Don't know what you're laughing at, love. Try looking in the flipping mirror. Oh no, I forgot your card. You'll break it, won't you, scraggy neck? Because you picked on the wrong one here, because I'll lay you flat out.
This woman got stuck between 2 queues and couldn't get to the front.
Tell her to stop laughing because I'll flatten her. Look, love, you're looking at me. Look at that ugly all next to me. All right, please look at her.
Right, there's no need to be rude. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Oh,
I'm going to
no.
check you in now. But you cannot continue like this.
Well, then tell her.
Kim Talbot is running the check-in. It's her job to calm things down.
I like her. I will. I swear to God, it's a lovely plane, I'll have her. I will.
You're very ignorant and you're very rude.
You've got a big mouth.
And you don't know what you're going to do about it. Don't you swear at me. Don't you swear at me.
Right queue to start with.
Shut up, we were in the right queue.
No, you weren't. You're in the queue behind the baggage.
See then, who do you think you're a flipping pilot? You can't fly a kite, you silly bastard.
This is just an airport, yeah? Can everyone just stand
We'll have
up?
them later.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll have to do you what?
Are you going to have a word with them people?
Well, we will have to tell the captain on board what's happened here at check-in.
Yeah, because you asked that man and lady. I didn't do nothing. I was just getting there, and the big one went, knocked me flying and told me to F off, and then called me a slut and an off, which I ain't. And I'm not being called that by no one.
What tends to happen around the check-ins, there's a lot of people, so the only thing I can do is get in the middle bill, which is a little bit dodgy because if something had happened, I could have taken a punch. Because she was really angry, the woman. But I think it's the way she speaks. And she's from the south. We split the passengers up, make sure that they're at the front of the aircraft and he's at the rear of the aircraft.
All over what?
All over because she didn't want to wait an extra 2 minutes or she didn't get in the right queue. I mean, we haven't had any queues today.
Tempers have cooled and the plane takes off without further trouble. Arrecife Airport has been designed with one thing in mind, the holidaymaker. And over 5 million of them come and go every year. It's the job of the ace handling team to put bums on seats, and they will go to any lengths to do it. A passenger on the 12:45 to Gatwick has gone missing at check-in. Teresa Baker, the head of ACE, is on a manhunt.
I'm looking for a man who was overbooked on one of the first flights. We've got a seat for him. I've got his ticket. His rep's down there. She sent him up here and we don't know where he is. And Kim's the only one who knows what he looks like.
There was 2 of them. One of the men sat down there where I asked him to sit and stayed there, and I said I'd come and find him as soon as I know what's going on with the Monarch flight. He sat there. As soon as I knew that I had a seat on this, went over and got him. He's checked in. He's gone 10 minutes ago. The other one I just can't find anywhere. Anywhere. He's got a really shiny bald head. Normally you can see it, you know.
What does he look like?
Bald head.
With dozens of people waiting on standby, Mr. Vine's seat is in great demand. If they can't find him, it'll be sold to someone else.
Try and find Mr. Ryan.
Parece un hombre calvo en la oficina de Jill. No lo veo para ninguna parte.
Can't find him anywhere. I've got to close the flight, so I don't know. He's disappeared off the face of the earth.
With the flight about to board, Kim gives his flight to someone else. He has no air, and now he has no seat.
Go chill. What had happened is the rep had booked him onto another flight but hadn't told us. And normally if that happens, they'll come and tell us straight away, so we're not running around like loonies trying to find him. I didn't want to let a standby go if he was still left on the ground. So if they'd have told us, it would have been much easier.
Back in the ACE office, getting passengers without tickets onto flights is a big part of the job.
It's an extremely busy day for standbys. People come out with one-way tickets, and then because they were cheap and they were easily available, and they think that the way back's going to be the same, but the reason they couldn't get a return was there weren't any.
Andrea and Lisa have just landed in Lanzarote. They're on a radio competition to get as far away from Manchester and back as possible in 24 hours on just £300.
We've got no funds, this is the only
Honestly,
problem.
we've been at Manchester Airport since 7 o'clock yesterday morning. We've had no luck.
They arrived on one-way tickets and need to get off the island if they want to stay in the race to win a £10,000 car.
I was just saying that
We
airline's
used our money getting over here, we've only just got here and we need to get back now.
either that or if we can get to America and back, and then obviously this will be the winner.
You need to see Iberia if you want tickets to America, but if you don't have any funds, you won't be going anywhere, I'm afraid. They won't give you free tickets.
Is there any way that you could help us though?
You both put your standby on a Manchester flight.
Right, okay. Desperate. Thank you.
All right.
So much.
They've got to get as far away from Manchester as they can before tomorrow morning, but they didn't leave till this morning. Somebody's gone to the Dominican Republic. Well, I don't think they'll be getting back before tomorrow morning. So, but they've got to do it apparently without money. I did ask them, did I get a chance to win it? Apparently I just get fame and fortune. In Stockport, where I already have it for the amount I spend on shopping at Christmas.
Curtis Clements has had fame. He's a 60s soul sensation, the lead singer with the Foundations. He has a sellout gig in Milton Keynes tonight, but a long delay means he's on the brink of losing £5,000 and disappointing thousands of fans.
This is serious because, you know, like, I mean, you know, I don't mind an hour late, but, you know, like...
it's due to leave at 5, so it's actually going to be
leave at
4 hours.
5.
Yeah,
and
which
so
is going to be 3.5 hours late.
It's going to be... I'm too late to go and work.
Yeah.
You know, my band is waiting on me. The company is waiting on me.
I appreciate all of that.
It's not appreciation because you ain't helping me. Don't you have somebody higher than you?
No.
So you're the boss and you can't do nothing.
I can't do anything about taking people off a flight to put you on it. The flight is booked full. If there are seats on the 3:20, if people don't turn up, I will put you on. There is no guarantee.
I was at this airport in Monarch once for 35 hours. The plane was delayed. We got to the departure desk twice.
Tomorrow I'm at Skegness. Right, the day after Minehead. 35 hours? Oh,
35 hours.
Yes.
35 hours.
Well, not tonight, if they have to find a way to get me out of here because they can't afford to pay me the money I'm losing.
Well, I know, but I mean, you know, I have my business to open and I didn't get open.
Right, so let me go have a work. I'll see you guys in
Curtis could wait for a standby, but there's no guarantee he'll get on. He's due on stage in 6 hours and is desperate not to let down his fans. Coming up, we meet Ace Handling's only male member.
He's very good with all us women. Very, very good.
Little Amy is split from her family.
Got up to board and she just said, what are these?
And it seems there's no way home for Andrea and Lisa.
I just can't see light at the end of the tunnel.
A long delay is stopping Curtis from getting back to Milton Keynes for a big gig tonight. He's on his way to Ace Handling, and this time he's brought his manager.
Unfortunately, as English people, we don't complain about things. You know, we just take it for granted. Well, planes won't be late, and there's all those people sitting out there waiting until 5 o'clock, and there's no guarantee there's going to be a plane at 5.
Did they tell you what caused the delay?
No. And that's what I'm saying, you know, explanation of, you know...
Leaves on the runway.
Huh?
There's leaves on the runway.
Okay.
That's what it was. Wet leaves on the runway.
Is that what it is?
Curtis is set to lose thousands of pounds if he doesn't make it back to Milton Keynes tonight.
I mean, it's time we start, you know, saying like the American, the French, everybody, it ain't right, you know, you got this, should be there. Happy to take the money, though.
Spending hundreds, buying tickets on an earlier flight is the only option. Curtis's manager flashes the plastic to save the gig.
Anybody else want to pay for this? Go get the whole queue over.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, we're ready.
And then you need to go to check-in number 29, please. And it'll be a case of chase of checking in and then straight through tickets.
Yeah. You got my passport.
I have everything.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Break your leg, as they say, a good gig.
No what?
Break your leg. Not in show business, that's what you're supposed to say.
You still do it.
Because knowing my luck, I probably do it. Chaps, thank you very much.
Andrea and Lisa have been trying to get out of Lanzarote for hours. They're still chasing the dream prize of a car, but are having no luck getting free seats. With no money and getting desperate, the girls call the radio station running the competition and are put live on air.
Hello, it's me. I'm okay. Very, very tired. Very, very tired. We're here at Lanzarote Airport. Woo! Yes, it's a one-way ticket and we need to get back. No.
Their sob story doesn't get them much sympathy back in Stockport. The station is sticking to the rules and they're on their own.
That was Graham, the presenter. I had a bit of a chat with him just to tell him what the situation is. Then we went live on air, obviously, so everybody can have a good laugh at us once again.
Ace Handling are the eyes, ears and legs of Arrecife Airport. They're a formidable team. And in an office full of women handling planes and passengers, 21-year-old Erkin is the only man.
See what I got parked with. Every day. You know what I mean?
He's very good with all us women, very, very good. I think it's because he lives in a house full of women. He's very used to women.
Having 3 sisters only as well, no brothers, I've had a bit of training how to cope with women. But sometimes they seem to forget I'm there and they talk about things that I don't really need to know.
He may be surrounded by women, but Erkin's real passion is planes.
I don't sit outside looking for planes. I do that on the internet a lot though, but not on actual physical side, sitting outside on the beach looking at planes. But I do know my planes, so I do like them.
It's like Southport where he lives. He sits on the roof with a big old... a big telescope like that. Oh, that's a 7.5 just coming in there.
Comedian as well. A part-time kid's a comedian as well. If planes didn't have passengers would be a lot better, I think. But no, it's all right. I don't mind them because my job doesn't entail facing passengers that often.
But today, Erkin is on the front line at check-in, and he's got a tricky Swede to contend with.
I'm just saying that there's no excuses available. I'm sorry about that, sir. I can only apologise, but there's nothing else we can do. What are you going to do about it? There's nothing we can do about it, sir.
Of course you can do. You can give them by 15 pounds.
The gentleman wanted to sit in an extra legroom seat. He'd bought an extra legroom seat from the UK when he travelled out here, but it's only one way. And he wanted one going back, but there isn't any available on this flight.
I'm travelling for a change.
Erkin has to explain there are no seats with extra legroom, but the Swede isn't happy.
Sorry. Everything was sold out, so I will sit cramped and probably have to stand half of the trip over.
No, they want classic.
He checks with the crew if there's anything they can do.
SWAT, then he knows that, but he's really kicked off a fuss.
Will they go into the...
No.
They won't,
no.
so they're going to stay where they are?
Yeah, but they've kicked off a right fuss about it, just to let you know.
The Swede is about to board, and Erkin has to face him again.
Okay, the cabin crew can't do anything, I'm afraid, because the passengers that are in the exit rows, they're already sat there, I'm afraid. Sorry. They paid for them seats, so we can't ask anyone to move. Right. I was expecting a handcuff.
Andrea and Lisa have been waiting for 6 hours. There are dozens of flights, but no seat for them. No ticket, no money, and no food.
got a bar of chocolate.
It's got to last us. That is it. Until tomorrow morning.
Teresa's trying to get them on a flight, but she's confused where all their money's gone.
Just trying to get my head round this to see what we can do for you, right? On here, it says that you had £300, right? You paid how much for the taxi?
The taxi to the airport was about 10 quid.
Yeah.
Then we had to get a coach from Manchester to Birmingham, and then from Birmingham to Gatwick.
Right, and then you paid £35 each for the ticket.
Well, it was 45 with the tax.
So you still must have some money left.
We've got 20 quid.
20 quid left.
A couple of euros.
So I mean, on here it says that you are responsible for getting back. Did you not think to bring any spare money?
We wasn't allowed.
You weren't allowed to bring anything other than
that?
No. You're only allowed to use what you've been given. You're not allowed to have any other credit source of any sort.
It was just so desperate now to get back.
I'll see what I can do for you, all right?
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. They don't think of the consequences until they have them in their face and they go, I'm in Lanzarote, I'm 2,000 miles away from home, I've got 2 children waiting for me and I have no way of getting back.
Yeah, I just want to go home. Really want to go home. There's no way of us getting out of here. I just can't see light at the end of the tunnel. I really want to go. We've not got no credit cards, no nothing.
So one-way ticket to a madman situation.
They've been to Birmingham on a bus. They've been all over the place.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I just think it's really irresponsible.
I can't understand it. Isn't it seeing the car? Going to win a car. That's all she was thinking about. She's going to win a new car by doing this.
We didn't even know what we were doing until yesterday morning. So we got down to the radio station, that's when they told us. So then it was just a case of just go. So that's what we've done. And this is where we've ended up. In trouble.
They've got a bar of chocolate for their provisions. I think they'll be soon cutting it up into blocks to sort of... Ace Hanley can help you.
Lanzarote may be a Spanish island, but for the British, it's a home from home. With a backdrop of volcanoes, its black sand beaches are packed with holidaymakers indulging in sun, sea and cerveza. But for these new arrivals, Lanzarote's not going to be a holiday. They are the first choice rookie reps, and for the next 7 months their lives will revolve around keeping the Brits abroad happy, round the clock. Debbie Hallmark is one of their supervisors and will help them settle in. For the summer season, they get an apartment, shared cars and £100 a week wages. Selling the island excursions will earn them commission, extra beer money. But for some, like Leanne Bosley, landing on a volcano has been a bit of a shock.
There's nothing here. Where's the... I can't see anything and I'm distinctly worried by it. I'm going to be kicking off if I don't find a hotel soon.
While Leanne may not be happy, roommates Stephen and Nathan get on with the job of finding their apartment.
Oh, number two. Number two. We're what, 16? 16. Fair enough.
I think I'm definitely going to cry when I ring home tonight. Definitely going to cry.
I'm not going to cry.
I am.
No. I'm not going to cry. There's no point in crying. I'm just going to get on with things. But I've got to say I'm a little bit worried.
Nathan's a bit preoccupied too, about the sleeping arrangements.
You might push those apart.
Yeah, that's right.
Cheers, mate.
I really want to be a rep. It's like my absolute, I've always wanted to do, and I've enjoyed the first show. It's been fantastic, but I am just coming in here now and I'm like, oh my God, there's nothing here.
It'll be nice for you in the morning.
Are you happy with Lanzarote?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it'll be good. It's home for the next 7 months, isn't it? So it'll be good.
Getting home can sometimes prove the most difficult part of the holiday. Amy and Lisa have been stopped at the boarding gate and are now split from the rest of their family.
We're just
got onto board and she just said, "What are these?" And I just said, "I don't know." And she just pulled us aside and told us to wait there, and then we've just been to see the doctor and he said we can't fly. So my husband's took the other 2 children back and we're stuck here.
Amy's broken out in chickenpox. First Choice's Debbie Hallmark is on hand to help out.
Well, the doctor's just informed our hospitem in Puerto del Carmen that she needs just to have a doctor's certificate. So our in our First Choice office are now looking in for you, so they'll have a doctor to come and see her. Okay?
Meanwhile, Kim rushes to get the rest of the family onto the flight.
Stand by here per segundo.
Insurance cover on this?
Yeah, that's the reason why we've put your husband and the 2 other children on the aircraft, because your insurance will cover the person that's involved and the parent. It won't cover the 2 parents, it'll only cover 1.
While the others head back to Lancashire, Lisa and Amy are left to fend for themselves in Lanzarote. It's the first time in 10 years of marriage the couple have been apart.
If you want to follow me, we'll go up to arrivals, we'll get your suitcases and then we'll get you a taxi. So get yourself sorted out. She's definitely got 6. But it's only just starting to come out. Sign out. It's really horrible, but it's just so dangerous. If the whole aircraft went down with it, we'd be in big trouble.
It could take another week for Amy to be fit to fly. It's going to be a long, lonely wait. Having sorted them out somewhere to stay, Debbie's back in arrivals for another pressing engagement. Her boyfriend Richard has landed from Gatwick. She hasn't seen him for months.
I know it's been a long time, but I should be able to recognise him.
For the last 3 years, Debbie and Richard have been working together on the cruise ships, and they haven't been on dry land for a long time. But this season they'll be the First Choice supervisors in Lanzarote.
Oh, Richard.
Where are we going?
Right, we're upstairs. I nearly missed you.
Yeah?
Just been dealing with a chickenpox case. Oh, right.
Andrea and Lisa have been trapped in the airport for 12 hours, with just a bar of chocolate between them. There's only one more flight to Manchester today. Lisa has given up hope of winning the car. All they want now are tickets home.
We're not probably extra leg, but
We should start looking at renting houses, really.
I know. They can't send us away forever. We'll come back and haunt them.
It's the 11th hour,
Did you fax it through?
and the radio station has been forced to bail them out.
Is that looking You need to check in straight at 35, and if you need to make a call after you've checked in.
Okay.
The flight will be leaving in about half an hour's time.
Right.
All right.
Thank you very much for all your help.
Thanks, I'm going to help you.
You're not getting the keys to the car, but you can have your ticket home.
I don't care about the car.
After spending 12 hours in Lanzarote without leaving the airport, they're finally on their way home. Coming up, there's an emergency at Gate 6.
It's quite elderly. It could be his heart.
Richard is keeping a secret from Debbie.
Hidden it in a crevice that hopefully Debbie will never clean behind.
And it's a baptism of fire for the new reps.
What do you mean they've gone? They've had a major row about it all and they've gone.
Gate 6, Lanzarote Airport. A flight to Manchester is on an hour turnaround, but an emergency on board has grounded it.
The man was collapsed, and we just need to take him in the ambulance.
Right, they're all right. I've told
everyone
that walked out has walked out now.
Okay.
All right, darling. Thanks, Jill. All right, love.
Charlotte and Jill from the ACE team are helping the crew deal with it. An elderly man has collapsed on board, and they need to get all the passengers off and the emergency service is on.
One of our passengers needs some assistance with an ambulance, all right?
It's quite elderly. It could be his heart, I really don't know. The doctor isn't saying anything at this moment.
Extra help is on its way from the Red Cross.
All right, it's not a technical problem.
We're not
It's one of
happy.
the passengers needs the assistance of an ambulance. If you'd all like to make your way up when we're ready, we can then board you, sir.
The man collapsed as he was taking his seat towards the back. His size and the confined space makes it difficult to move him.
because obviously they just need to get the gentleman off now. His wife's with the crew being comforted, but we need to obviously talk about getting the bags off so that we can carry on boarding, and then just, you know, the flight will go. But we've told operations in the UK that usually it takes about half an hour, but obviously depends if they manage to move the gentleman into the ambulift. So just wait and see, really. They decide to bring the gentleman out, and obviously they bring him to the front of the aircraft in the galley, which you know is very tight, and they have to take him round into the ambulift.
He went blue, and it was blue as the sky, literally.
The number one was trying to ask him, you know, blink if you can hear me. He seemed to come round, then he went again.
Having suffered a suspected heart seizure, the man is rushed to hospital where doctors are on standby. Ian Chapman is head of First Choice across the Canary Islands. He's responsible for £45 million worth of business a year. His reps are on the front line, selling the dream.
The Great British public, they're a funny old animal. They love a great time. They love nothing more than a drink. They live for their holiday. People just want to go home with a great suntan and a head full of brilliant memories. And for a rep, the important thing is making sure that you're part of those holiday memories.
And Chapman's new reps on airport training are realising just how tough it is to impress those holidaymakers.
Okay, good morning everybody. Good morning. My name is Leanne and our driver today is... Can I ask that you all secure your seatbelt and that your seat is fitted with one? I can tell from looking around the coach that you have a good... Oh, that's completely wrong. Your check-in desks are number 1 to 20, not 4, no. Your check-in desks are number 20, 30, 31, 32.
On behalf of everybody at First Choice Group and sister companies, welcome to the island of Lanzarote.
Everybody wants to get hold of the first customers, get on the first coach, pick up the first mic, do the first cabaret, do the first welcome get-together. That's probably the big one. Nervous, probably a little bit of self-doubt. Can I really do this job?
I've never talked in a microphone before in my life, so I've never heard my own voice, and when I first talked, I went, oh, it's me.
That's what you're supposed to include in your speech, and you're all trying to get everything in. Yeah. But once you're up there,
they don't know what you're meant to say.
If you make a little bit of a blurb, they're not going to know. No. How are they going to know? Because, you know, you're giving them all the information and you're doing it. It's more practice. It's, you know, practice makes perfect.
It's decision day for Amy Steele. A week ago, chickenpox stopped her from flying home. Her mum, Lisa, took it badly. It's the first time she's ever been separated from her husband. Today, they're hoping for the all clear.
I think it was just the shock of it, because, you know, you've had your 2 weeks and you get ready for home, and I was ready for home. And then just to be pulled off at the last minute like that, I think it just shocks you, you know, and then them having to go and, you know, being left here on your own, not knowing anybody, not knowing anything.
It's been an agonising week, stuck in a hotel room, desperate to be back home in Chorley.
¿Qué tal, Amy?
Fine.
Sube los brazos, arriba. Bien.
So the 5 days plus the 2 days means that now she's able to fly. And you're able to go home.
Brilliant.
Okay. When you see it's healing up, that's the moment when it can't catch you off.
Está todo, tiene todas las lesiones secas. Eso ya no es contagioso.
Okay.
Ya no tiene contagio.
Do I get a certificate?
Yeah.
Sí, ya le firmo.
Now we're just going to make a copy. And that's it.
Okay, Amy?
Okay.
Even though Amy's still covered in spots, they're not contagious and they're free to fly home.
¿Puede venir conmigo?
Okay. You can just come with us.
Ya puede volver a su casa.
Okay. Come with us to reception, please.
Okay.
She's absolutely fine now. She's not contagious anymore, so we're fine to fly as of today. Relief. Just want to go home.
Dawn, Thursday, the busiest day of the week at Arrecife Airport. The Brits and the Irish are coming. Up to 40,000 of us come and go on 250 planes. It's known as Mad Thursday. In arrivals, nerves are on a knife edge. What better time for the new reps to get their first taste of the job? For Leanne, it's starting to sink in what it's all about.
The reality is you've got to get up early in the morning, you've got to do your transfers, you've got to have to deal with the general public and the problems that brings with you. And I think it's hitting home to a lot of people now what it's really about.
The first one's always the worst, so just get it out of the way with.
From now until about 7:30, it's quite crazy. We have 2,000 people arriving in that period of time. And that's when you see all the reps down here, and it's really busy.
At the busiest time of day, things are made worse when high onshore winds bring 5 flights down early. Dozens of bags on the Irish flights go missing.
This is the dreaded holiday nightmare. We're after losing our luggage. Or our luggage has lost us. All our luggage.
No luggage. No clothes, no luggage, nothing.
We've got all his clothes, but no clothes to me.
We're just missing one bag. We're not 2 bags. We have 1 bag, you know.
The suitcases could have landed anywhere between Cork and the Canary Islands. For Stephen, it's in at the deep end. Taking control, he sends Noreen and Dennis back to the luggage carousel.
Sometimes we just picks it up, so it'll be swapped over when we get to resorts. She'll be back within half an hour, so it'll be good. So they won't even notice it's gone. Right, well, I better go and get my coach.
Leaving Noreen and Dennis to fend for themselves. While back at the desk, confusion reigns.
If that's the case, the bag should be here then, shouldn't they? If they went on the wrong flight by mistake.
Should be. I mean, as soon as you feel this in, they start tracing straight away, so it can take literally a couple of hours to find out exactly where it's gone to.
Our bus is gone now as well. Like, I mean, how are we going to get to our apartments?
Yeah, we've got loads of flights coming in. I've got a bus every half an hour going. That's not normally.
Half an hour later, Noreen's bag still hasn't turned up. Having no clothes is a bit of a worry.
What happens if my case doesn't arrive in the next few days?
We'll have to deal with that when it comes, but don't worry about it too much. Don't worry about it.
That's easy
I
to say.
I understand that you're obviously short of 1 suitcase, but it may be that someone, it may be that someone else has taken it. So if we get you checked into your accommodation, then we'll try and get it sorted out as quick as we can.
For rookie rep Leanne, things have started to unravel.
Just lost 6 people, that's all. It's not even funny, is it? Right. It's just... do you know when you think about needle and haystack, that's how I'm going to look for them.
With no sign of them in arrivals, she heads out to the coach park.
Are you... Hello? Yes! What do you mean they've gone?
They've had a major row about it all and they've gone.
No, what flight are they on?
The little bus here from Dublin.
Yes. Where are they?
They've gone. Basically, he wanted to go on a coach. And he gets claustrophobic, and there were 6 of them, and it was that size. And he was getting very claustrophobic, and he wanted to go on a panic attack. Yeah, so,
that's not good. Okay.
Having lost 6 passengers in arrivals, Leanne goes back to meet the next plane load. After an hour of searching, Noreen still hasn't found her suitcase. But no clothes is not going to stop her making the most of her holiday.
Well, after 22 years of marriage, it'd be nice to go to a nudist beach.
As Noreen and Dennis head for the nudist beach, her bag is found in Tenerife. For us Britons, forming orderly queues is a national pastime. We do it better than anyone else, reluctantly accepting the need to wait our turn. Not that we take any pleasure from it.
If it was a Spanish check-in, they'd all be checked in. But the Brits, they will let them queue.
Simon and Suzanne Mitchell have been delayed in a check-in queue and don't take it lying down, putting Kim under pressure.
Once the people check in, everybody else is checked in before us. Right, well, unfortunately, if we have passengers with wheelchairs and reservations and nervous passengers, and they have to be sat in different seats that's booked for them. Well, yeah, it will do, because the problems we've had are in this queue with big groups of people.
We were here at 10 past 10, it's now 20 past 11. We've got 3 small children waiting to get on this plane. I think it's absolutely terrible, this delay that's taken place. We haven't been given an explanation of why. And here, I'm speechless.
The secret of beating the queues is the speed of the check-in staff.
The people are complaining because this queue's taken a long while. This boy is very new.
A rookie can easily throw a spanner in the works.
But this boy is very slow.
The queue on the other side has just been shooting forward. I wish we'd known about this and we could have got into another queue.
The Mitchells eventually make it to check-in, but Simon can't resist one last dig just to test Kim's cool.
Well, that's got to be some all-time record, isn't it? Hour and 20 minutes?
No, not at all, sir.
Oh, you have people waiting longer, do you?
Sorry? Well, it
People
depends
waiting
what
longer?
type of check-in you've got, but you was at the end of the queue of all the people to check in.
Well, we weren't at the end of the queue when we started.
Well.
We were at the wrong queue. We were in the queue that was...
OK.
That wasn't
So
moving.
you're checked in now, sir, with seats together.
Thank you.
OK?
An hour and 20 minutes. Can't believe that.
Well, he says he was in the queue for over an hour and 10 minutes, but he was at the end of the queue. So whether that queue had a problem or not, he was still at the end of it. So that's unfortunate. If he gets here after everybody else queuing, there's not a lot we can do. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Is this little boy with you?
Yes, he's with me. Thank you. Go, Buster. This one.
For Richard and Debbie, it's their first season back on dry land as supervisors. The busy airport days are the most demanding. Today, 2 of the new reps overslept, missing their transfer. Richard will have to deal with it.
Hello there. I'm sorry to hear, I'm Richard by the way, I'm sorry to hear the problem that you've had this morning. What I'm going to try and do is speak to the people at the front of the check-in desk to organise firstly the seats for you, and then we'll talk about what happened with regards to the transfer afterwards. I think the most important thing right now is to try and get you these seats that you need on the aircraft.
Should have pre-booked seats. No pre-booked seats, no taxi turned up for us, so bad.
They weren't collected in resort, so the problem started there. And on arrival they've had a problem because their pre-booked seats aren't there either. So we're trying to organise that for them in view of the fact they've got an infant child, whilst trying to apologise to the guests that we're holding up in the queue as well.
There's been a breakdown somewhere and I'm not sure that these reps actually know what the problem is. He said it was a breakdown with probably computer information. Like, once you say that you just think, crikey. He doesn't know what's happened then.
Well, like, is he got 2 seats, have you?
He's got more than 1 seat, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's ready to do it.
The guests get their flight home, but Richard and Debbie have to sort out the new reps who overslept and missed their transfer.
Best way for the new reps to learn is through experiencing these sort of different situations, and they'll make the mistakes, but they'll learn from them, and they've got the support of everyone around them anyway. They'll get over it.
They care, that's
Exactly.
the main point. They do really care about their job, so, you know, it won't happen again because they care too much.
A week ago, Ian McDougall was boarding a flight to Manchester when he collapsed and his heart stopped. Swift action by the Air 2000 crew saved his life. Today, he's been discharged and given the all-clear to fly home. His daughter, Bernadette, who lives in Lanzarote, has brought him to the airport.
First they told us it was a heart attack, but a heart attack involves cramps to the heart, which wasn't the case with Ian. His complaint wasn't a heart attack as everyone knows it, but he still died for 2 minutes.
Didn't particularly feel any different than bingo, the next minute I'm out apparently.
If it wasn't for the promptness of the cabin crew resuscitating him, he wouldn't be here now.
And I thank them people, you know, it did obviously save my life and what have you, so very grateful, but as I say, I can't remember it. Well, once I get out of hospital, I'll probably hit my usual pub and try to treat myself to a pint. I think that'll be my pint for the day. I might make it a double whiskey instead, and that's it.
It's just getting on a bit. Getting back on a plane must be very difficult for him again. He's a brave man, but that initial just getting on board.
Finally fit to fly, Ian heads home to be fitted with a pacemaker. The town of Puerto del Carmen is where first-choice supervisors Richard and Debbie live. Richard arrived on the island having made the biggest decision of his life, but keeping it a secret from Debbie has been difficult.
I met Debbie kind of after my first 3 kind of wild years, and then we went to Menorca and calmed down a lot. And over the course of the last 3-4 years, you know, we've kind of built up this really close relationship, and I was ready last year, and it's just taken now kind of like 6-8 months to get round to actually getting it organised. Well, I actually came away with the ring when I arrived at the airport that day, and I had it hidden in my bag. So when I got here, having not seen this apartment before, I had to find a hiding place straight away. I've hidden it in a crevice that hopefully Debbie will never clean behind, because she's quite a big cleaner. And but I'm pretty sure, I'm definitely sure that she hasn't found it or seen it, because it's hidden upwards, just out of the way here. I'll show you if you like. Basically, the little beauty is up here, and I can just feel it now. In fact, I can take it down. It's got like masking tape holding it.
Oh my God, what?
And look, there it is. So,
You've been carrying that around in your pocket?
I had this for 4 days in my pocket. Got it in the UK. I've not actually seen it for a couple of months. And there it is there.
Coming up, Jill has to sniff out a drunken passenger.
He was lying on the floor over there, so it's obvious there was something wrong with him.
Well, I weren't drunk, I weren't causing a nuisance or anything. I would have probably smelled a beer, that was all.
And has Richard got the bottle to pop the question? Saturday evening in Lanzarote, and life at the airport rolls on. It's a rare night off for Richard and Debbie. He's been planning this for months, booking a table at one of the most romantic restaurants on the island. Everything is in place. All that needs to hold now is his nerve. Debbie has no idea what's on the cards, or that she's being secretly filmed. There have been a number of false alarms over their 4 years together. It's all going well, until Debbie gets onto the C word.
I know you don't like making commitments, Richard, but there's something, honestly, you just got to wise up to the fact that...
What, I'm getting old?
No, I need to do things.
What do you need to do?
I need to get myself sorted out.
A couple of years. If we start planning it in, like...
Yeah, I'll be old and grey.
Cheers. To us.
The toast goes nowhere. Could the nerves mean he's having second thoughts? The pressure of commitment and finding the right moment may be proving a bit much for Richard. Back at the airport, a long delay on the last flight to Birmingham is causing a cocktail of problems for the ace handling team. More time in the bar has pushed one man over the edge. Jill is on the prowl.
He was spotted at the check-in. They put his bag on standby, which is a great help. We don't have to look for his bag. He was lying on the floor over there, so it's obvious that there was something wrong with him. So I went up, made him stand up, and he's all over the place. Stinks of drink. So we're not going to take him.
She tracks him down, dazed and confused, at the gate.
Spoken to the crew, and we're not going to let you go today. So no, I'm not, sir. It's just the rules are that you can't get on board an aircraft if you've had a lot to drink. It's not fair on the rest of the passengers. But it's so obvious to me, and I'm not happy, so we're not prepared to do it. You won't be able to fly any time when you're in this condition. Well, I'm sorry, you should have thought about that. I mean, you've obviously had a lot to drink, and it's just not fair. Well,
Seashells on the seashore.
yeah, all right, well, that doesn't make any difference to me. You're making me feel ill with the fumes from your breath. You told me you had nothing to drink since yesterday, which obviously was not. So just follow me, okay?
With this much alcohol inside him, he won't be leaving the island tonight.
Right over here, downstairs, and collect your bag, okay?
After a week on the lash with the lads, he's now stranded in Lanzarote, and it's up to him to find his luggage.
Where'll I get my bag from me? Where'll I get my bag from me? Do you know how to get my bag?
Eventually, he finds his bag, but now he's got to get himself out of the airport and find somewhere to stay, without getting himself into any more trouble.
Got a police car, That's a police car or a taxi.
And trying to jump the taxi queue just gets him turned away again, this time by the airport police.
We are now boarding. Please have your passport.
As Jill boards the flight to Birmingham, David is left at the end of the line in Lanzarote.
I reckon the flights are overbooked. Doing that must be how it worked, because I weren't drunk, I weren't causing a nuisance or anything. Were I? I just probably smelled a beer, that were all.
The rest of the passengers had noticed him. You know, he was lying on the floor. It's not a nice situation, not very pleasant. And unfortunately, that man can't fly.
It's all part of life's rich tapestry. I'll get a flight tomorrow.
One bad apple spoils the barrel.
Anyway, I could do another day here. It's brilliant. Might have another tattoo done.
Back at the restaurant, Debbie and Richard have got through 3 courses, and he still hasn't popped the question.
Fantastic. Gracias. No, not yet. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Not yet. Put a spoon down. Put a spoon down. I want to propose toast.
To what?
To us. What should we make?
Hello, Richard.
To a long future and to a long future and a fantastic life. I think I must be getting drunk. And this is a ring. Do you know what's inside? Do you want to see it? Sure. This is me asking you to be my wife. Say something.
Yes. Yes. Oh, Richard.
Nan, it's Rich. Have I woke you up? No, I'm just ringing to say that Debbie said yes, so she'll marry me. Oh, I just wanted to let you know. Take care. Bye for now. Bye.
Never cried so much with happiness. I got no idea at all.
Lanzarote Airport. There's tears and desperation.
She turned around and said she's unfit to fly. That was before she even got to the doctors and before she saw a doctor.
Showdown at check-in.
Yeah, and I'm taking legal action against you both, yes.
The bizarrest sights are on shore.
Hey, well, this used to be an ice island.
You are right. Of course I am.
Where passengers are the priority.
These people don't do it. Not even in Papua New Guinea, where people eat each other, they don't have to do that.
And sport fever grips the island. Lanzarote Airport. 5 million passengers come and go every year. It's the first day of summer. The clocks going forward always throws up problems. At Ace Handling, Lindsay's in the hot seat, tracking down missing passengers.
There's 4 passengers who forgot to put the clocks forward yesterday morning, and they've only just realised what the time is.
With check-in closed, it's up to Kim to find a way to get the family on the flight. Another mistransfer has got this Spaniard hot under the collar. He's flying off the handle at his rep because he had to pay for a taxi to the airport.
A las 11 nos tienen que venir a buscar al hotel. Y ahora, qué maldad, encima te llama y dice que tienes que coger un taxi.
Over at the boarding gates, it's last call on a flight to Gatwick. 2 passengers are missing, their bags are loaded and the plane is ready to leave.
We tell people to go straight to the boarding gate. Flights can go early, flights can go late, but always get to the gate on time. Because, I mean, this now delays everybody else on board as well.
They've not long checked in, so sometimes what they do is they go to the duty-free shop or something like that. I think they've got all the time in the world. Well, we just look for the bags now. Somebody else is on board the aircraft, so you can't hold them up. So just look for the bags, find them and offload them. If they turn up, the guys down on the ramp are offloading the aircraft. It's double the work for them.
In departures, Vicky and Andy made it to their boarding gate on time, but were turned away. Their romantic first holiday together has ended painfully, all thanks to a false toenail.
It come off. It's completely come off. It's hanging off basically.
She ain't got no toenail on there at all, no.
And they've stuck needles in there and in there, and they've had to take the whole nail off basically.
Vicky's beauty treatment was intended to make her look gorgeous on the beach.
You're on holiday, you're not going to have no shoes on. But I'll be loafing there and everyone can see my nice nails. But I've paid for it now, haven't I?
She was in such agony that she was sent to the airport doctor. They've missed their flight and now they're stuck in Lanzarote. Forgetting to put their clocks forward, the Clarksons missed their transfer bus. It's touch and go whether they'll make it back to Scunthorpe. Kim is holding check-in open for them.
I started panicking, thinking the bus was half an hour late. And I went to reception. I said, no, it's an hour and a half late. The clock should have been forward. No, he was quite pleased. He didn't want to go home.
There you go.
Okay.
The first day of summer brings out the strangest sights. Drag queen Titty Trollope is acting as a rep, recruited to surprise the Holidaymakers. And she's collecting money for charity, so she needs a security pass.
Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't look anything like it. Thanks, babe. Just get the pass for you.
It's nothing like me, does it? In fact, it doesn't look anything like me at all. Now it's 10 years old.
Before?
Yeah, before and after.
OK, I'll send him down.
Titty's no shrinking violet, but first day on the job meeting Holidaymakers, she's got butterflies.
It's when they're first coming through them doors down there and they see me like that, and they're just a bit gobsmacked, to be honest with you. They walk out like, are you our rep? Of course I am.
It's 5 minutes after takeoff, and the Gatwick flight is still on the ground. The 2 passengers haven't appeared, and the airport's been searched high and low.
The girls have been all the way down to the other end. We're not so sure if you can hear all the way down the other end, but they say you can hear all the announcements.
But outside on the sun terrace, you cannot hear the last calls. The couple are found catching a last bit of sun, completely unaware that the clocks have gone forward.
What do you mean, though? By 9. It's 5:30.
Yeah, the flight's 5:30.
Yeah, the clock's about to take off. Yeah.
The flight's about to take off, and the couple's luggage is coming off.
They didn't realise the clocks had changed on Saturday evening. They didn't realise that here was the same as the UK. It gets to a point where the captain has to make the decision, do you want to take them or not? Because at that point, they've delayed the flight.
But the captain decides to let them on, despite the delay they've caused. Andy's just been told that without paying for flights, they won't get off the island.
It basically turned around and said she's unfit to fly. That was before she even got to the doctors and before she saw a doctor. £110 that we have not got. But they won't let us on unless they've got that £110 in their hand.
I went to the doctors to give me something to ease the pain. They told me that I couldn't fly.
No toenail and no insurance is stopping Vicky and Andy in their tracks. In Lanzarote Airport, there's no such thing as a normal day. You never know what or who might turn up. New rep Titty and her friend Sophie are meeting their first holidaymakers.
Just busted hurry up, I'm having my nails done at 5.
For local villa rep Alison Mills and her friends, drag queens in arrivals are not what the airport needs.
We are disgusted with what is going on today in our airport.
That his bottom is better than mine.
See the way she looked at me then.
I bet his wig didn't cost as much as mine, but I think it's turning into a circus.
Good morning. Oh, it's afternoon now, isn't it? Afternoon.
This used to be an ice island, and now look what we've got. No wonder we're getting
men with pretty asses and lovely dresses.
You all right, love? Got a wink off that one then.
Even his back isn't as hairy as mine.
I know.
You know, I mean...
And look at his arms.
You know, look at it. Oh, God. Oh, I'd like
shame
one
about
then.
the teeth, really.
After waiting in agony all day, Vicky and Andy are eventually bailed out by a friend.
I've enjoyed your holiday, I know that. I have enjoyed my holiday, I've got to admit that. It's just today, really. Apart from that, today's just bummed it all up, really, for us. But, well, what can you do?
A £5 false toenail has cost them a week's wages. Romance can make a holiday. Plenty of people come to Lanzarote searching for it, but others turn up to try and escape a loved one.
I'm in Lanzarote because I had an argument at home and just went to the nearest travel agents and got on the plane, basically, and came here.
Less than a day after acting on her impulse to run away, Tina wants to get home to Birmingham. She's got no return ticket and no money.
I am missing the kids already, and it's not even 24 hours yet. Nightmare.
Late evening, a seat to Luton comes up.
It's just the beginning of the mystery tour, I think.
She's counting on an uncle's credit card to bail her out.
I feel a lot better knowing that I'm on my way home. Even if it's nowhere near where I live. It hasn't. See what I mean? Why? His card's been stopped.
With no ticket, Tina's stranded 2,000 miles from home without €1 to her name.
It's been stopped.
Just as she's hit rock bottom, a mystery man comes to her rescue. With a fistful of euros.
You'll pay it?
Better done, it's 80 quid, isn't it? Nothing. Night out, isn't
I can't see him doing that for me, and it's a complete stranger.
What do you think of that?
Amazing.
That is the first time I've ever seen somebody else pay for somebody's ticket that they don't even know, complete and utter stranger.
Tina can go home, all thanks to the man with no name. Coming up, Teresa is faced with tears and desperation. Lindsay deals with breakdowns.
All these technical people they have in the airport and you just need to blow in the machine.
And Alison takes on the Irish.
And I'm taking legal action against you both. Yes. Good, I'm waiting for it. Go on, go for it.
It's a package holiday heaven. Every week, the Brits and the Irish flock here, consuming 100,000 full English breakfasts, 35,000 Sun newspapers, and mounting 1,000 pedalors. The island boasts all-year sun, but a week of rain has put dampeners on things for holidaymakers. At the airport, Teresa's in the office early to prepare for another busy Thursday. Emma is first at the ace desk, desperate to cut her holiday short.
You went to speak to me, sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking to get a standby flight anywhere in Ireland to Belfast, Gatwick or Heathrow.
Well, the first flight we have is to Dublin, leaves at 11:15, and then after that there's quite a lot to Gatwick. So what would be better, to go to Gatwick or to go to Dublin? Because we don't have Belfast, I'm afraid.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter? Don't cry. Come on. Shh, don't cry. Don't cry. All right. Listen, there's nothing we can do until about 10:30. We won't know anything until then. So why don't you go and have a sit down and a cup of tea? All right? And you come back here at 10:30. All right? What's your name?
Emma Kinch.
All right. Go and calm down, because we can't do anything till then, all right?
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Despite a week with virtually no sun, Emma has somehow managed to get third-degree burns on her legs.
We've got a girl over there. She's on standby, poor soul. Irish. She's burnt all of her legs. Went out on Sunday with no cream on her legs. Of course, it was a cloudy day. She's got like third-degree burns on her legs. So try and get her to Dublin or Gatwick, poor girl. I know.
Oh, it's horrible. It's all black and raw and red. It's all swollen.
This man's in a hurry. He has to get back to England where he's best man at a wedding. But a broken hand and metal finger splint could scupper Mark Thorne's plans.
My ticket's a bit late, and also it's saying that I can't possibly fire the broken hand, but I don't understand that.
Many metal objects are now not allowed on planes, and it seems his finger splint could pose a security risk.
Well, they'll let me through with a piece of metal in my hand as well. Not the usual like Al-Qaeda suspect, but you never know. Saying I should have had a doctor's note that I could fly with a broken hand. That's the first I've heard of that. Maybe it's the pressure of the cabin would maybe affect it. I hope not. It's the last thing I need.
It is the last thing he needs. He's in training for the Lanzarote Ironman, a gruelling triathlon on the toughest terrain in the world. The hand is holding him back.
It's hindered me so far. I was actually finished work in the middle of February to be able to train full time. And although I can run and I can cycle indoors and on a machine, I can't actually get out on the bike on the road or swim or do much in the gym, so it's hindered me, but it won't hopefully stop me.
Mark takes off back to Yorkshire, but he'll return to face the biggest challenge of his life.
Linda, it's Emma's my mother.
Emma's getting desperate to get out. All the flights to Dublin are full, and Teresa's trying to find her another way home.
On a Dublin?
No, on a Gatwick.
On a Gatwick, a good chance. You'll get on a Gatwick. Don't cry. Come on. Do you want me to have a quick word with her?
Yeah, Mum, who's this woman?
Hello, my name's Teresa. Hi. We'll try and get her on the first Gatwick that we can. We're just waiting till about 11:15 for the first one to close up. All right, and I'll give you a ring back and tell you if she's on it so you can arrange for her aunt to pick her up.
Working on the front line with passengers needs stamina, strong legs and well-oiled machines. Breakdowns throw a spanner in the works.
Well, these tend to get jammed up quite a bit, these machines. So what we do is, this guy who come down, Fran, so they call them if they can't do it themselves.
But the girls have their own technique.
If you can do it yourself, you're better off. So you just take it out, clean it out a bit, give it a bit of a blow. And then normally it works.
Even with a crack team of professionals, it's sometimes just a woman's touch that's needed.
The belts are jammed.
Hey, magic!
All these technical people they have in the airport, and you just need to blow in the machine.
It's been a painful morning for Emma Clinch. Third-degree burns on her legs have forced her to cut her holiday short. There's no seats home to Dublin, so she's got to go via Gatwick.
I want to know where the sun was, because I ain't seen the sun for about a month. You're on, darling. Wait! Right then.
Lindsay's 8 months pregnant. She's lived in Lanzarote for 15 years and is Ace's general manager. Being a single mum-to-be, she's got a lot on her plate, and the girls are a bit concerned she's been overdoing it.
She was getting quite a lot of pains, and she was, at the end of the day, if you're sitting in an office all day, no disrespect to people that work in offices, but it's a different thing to be running around up in here all day, and maybe she's just overdone it that little bit much. Maybe after today, once she's seen the doctor, she might be all right, but I think he's going to tell her that's it, she's got to calm down now.
At Lanzarote's hospital, it's Lindsay's final scan.
It's just lovely to see it. So you feel the baby kicking, and you know it's there, but until you actually see it on the screen and see its heartbeat, it actually becomes very real.
If she gets too hectic in the sense that she's moving too much or she is lifting too much weight, this can affect it to have a premature delivery. Basically, at the moment, I think being 34, she's doing well, so I don't think it's any problem.
If I'm outside with the aircraft, when the engines start, she's, the baby just does somersaults. It's
the noise.
It's the noise.
Lindsay's maternity leave means a reshuffle at ACE, with Erkin getting promoted to ramp supervisor. His new job will keep him out of the terminal and on the tarmac.
This is what I get paid to do. Just go on planes and chat up cabin crews.
Working at the airport since 17, he's developed a passion for planes.
I do know my planes, yeah. Do quite like it. I know this is an A321-200 series.
Erkin has his sights set on a new career that could take him onwards and upwards.
And the other alternative, apart from flying, obviously, would be ATC, air traffic controlling.
But there's a snag.
I went up the control tower last year, gets to the top, walks out, no problem, goes close to a window and looks down and I nearly fell down. I've got a bit of vertigo.
Determined to conquer his fear and kickstart his ambition, he plans a make-or-break trip to the top of the tower. But has he set his sights too high? Arriving back on the island that's been his home for 10 years, Mark has one thing on his mind: getting back into training for the Ironman triathlon.
Did a few runs over the weekend when I was at home. Mixed in with alcohol and weddings and things like that, but it was all kept it going a little bit. The further I get away from training, the more motivation I have to get back into it, you see. So I'm going on the bike this afternoon, all being well.
I won it last year. What? The Ironman?
No, I've won it the last 2 years. It's getting boring now.
I swung backwards, I biked backwards, and I ran backwards. And I showed that all this training, it's a waste of time, isn't it?
It's the most gruelling triathlon in the world. In scorching sun and fierce winds, competitors have to swim 2.5 miles, cycle 112 miles and round it off with a marathon. Mark and his mates Bob and Phil have taken up the challenge. But training at this level demands huge sacrifices.
I mean, the biggest one for me is cutting out alcohol, because you can go on a night out and have 10 pints or whatever, and that's 3,000 calories.
To be honest with you, I don't really put a lot of weight on with food. It's normally just a drink for me. The food doesn't really stack on. I've been eating more now and I've been losing weight because I'm burning more calories.
Isn't it terrible that we're talking about doing a serious sporting feat here and all we're talking about is beer?
His hand's holding up for now, but with just a week to go until the race, anything could happen. On the other side of the island, some exclusive visitors have just landed. This group of Americans are on a £30,000 world tour in 25 days.
I was a combat surgeon with the parachute infantry.
And they've ended up in Lanzarote.
People do this trip because it gets you in and out of so many places, so many phenomenal places so quickly.
We've been everywhere. So this was kind of like the last places that we had never been.
I've kissed a bullfrog, I've danced with the natives.
Easter Island is a wonderful place. Papua New Guinea, Borneo.
One member of the group is doing more than discovering the mysteries of the Earth. Terry is here with her husband, but he's in a bag in her pocket.
My husband passed away about 1.5 years ago, and his wish was that he'd be cremated and I travel around the world and sprinkle his ashes. So that's what I have done. He's over the Great Barrier Reef, He's in the Amazon. Each place that we've stopped, there's been places that I thought that he would enjoy, where I've sprinkled in the lashes.
Lanzarote's the final resting place for Terry's husband, and it's the last leg of their world tour. Tomorrow morning, they're returning to Washington. In the rush to get to the airport at the end of a holiday, things get left behind. Cormac O'Brien's daughter has lost her best friend, and they only realised at check-in.
She was her companion in a hospital bed while she was recovering from meningitis when she was 5 years of age. She's now 10.
Jill at the First Choice Help Desk is on the case tracking Rowley down.
Little? They've left a teddy bear on the bed. A cuddly toy? A cuddly toy?
Shelley and her mum are at the gate. Their plane is ready to board, and it's not going to wait, even if it means leaving one little girl broken-hearted.
I got him when I was in hospital when I had meningitis, and he's really important to me. We were in the hotel packing, and then he was under the bed, I think, and I forgot all about him.
The teddy bear was with her all through her recovery in the hospital. And she feels very, very close to the teddy bear, you know.
While the search is on for Rowley, another flight to Dublin is checking in. Alison's here to confront some guests she believes wrecked their apartment.
They've peed in the drawers. They broke 2 bathroom cabinets, and this was smashed off the wall and left in pieces. They've stubbed cigarettes out in the drawers. The whole place was just a shambles. I can't stop them from flying, but they don't know that. I'm going to give it a go, try and frighten them.
Alison's determined to get a result, as she's had to spend her day off dealing with it.
I do want a result out of it. I don't want nothing to happen. I do want something, even if it's self-satisfaction.
The women are completely unaware of what's lying in wait for them.
Biddy.
Just as they're about to check in, Alison pounces.
You have trashed the apartment. We've had to pay for extra cleaners. You've broken... Well, I've got photos to prove it this morning. I was called out on an emergency call. What is the damage? Chest of drawers, both of them are broken, with cigarettes stubbed out inside the drawers. Now, I don't care whether you've done it or not. Floor, so I'm not interested. They were urinated in. They were.
Alison's evidence could be on shaky ground. The urine was probably only spilt orange juice. She confronts them with the broken shelf.
You just told me that you were downstairs. What is that?
Oh, that fell off. That fell off.
Oh, it's amazing how many things fell off the wall in that apartment.
No, hang on. Nothing fell off the wall. That was the only thing.
One of the girls, you're telling me that fell off the wall?
That fell off the wall.
And what about the shelf in the bathroom?
No shelf in the bathroom.
Yes.
No, well, I don't know any shelf.
The shelf is missing.
One of the women isn't going to take it lying down.
I want a copy of that bill now, though, because yous are just ripping us off. That's all he's doing. If yous wanted us, you had us all day today. Yous had mobile numbers for her and us. Yous waited till we got to the airport. Excuse me.
No, don't
you didn't try yours. And I'm taking legal action against you both. Yes. Good. I'm waiting for it. Go on, go over it. Yeah, go on. Ole!
For Jill from Ace, it's time to put her people skills to the test.
Calm down, because it's my word at the end of the day whether you get on this flight. Right, the way you are now, being aggressive and not listening to what she's trying to say.
I just want a copy of the bill.
Yeah, but we'll pay her then.
I will. I'll give her a Visa card so she gives me a copy of the bill.
She can't take Visa. She's here in the airport.
They're definitely going to let you two fly. I don't know about your friend. I don't think she deserves...
Just keep her quiet.
I don't think she deserves to fly, Karen.
370 euros. For nothing. A plastic thing on the wall. But we'll survive.
Alison called the women's bluff. They were forced to pay up, and they get on the flight.
I feel bad, but at the end of the day, it's only my job.
Rowley has been found and rushed to the airport.
We're the teddy bear. Who's Mr. Friend? Hello, is this your teddy bear? You didn't tell us he was such a good dancer. He's been up the front of the coach with me. Oh, thanks no a lot, problem. Helen.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Right, do you want to go through?
Head off.
Yeah, we can go through now. Are you pleased? Come all the way on a coach. She's been dancing at the front, she said.
Thank you so much.
Okay, don't worry. You all right now?
With Rowley back in tow, the O'Brien family head back to Ireland. Coming up, the fittest athletes on Earth descend on the island.
I want to watch them all collapse and have drips afterwards and see how horrible it is.
Erkin faces his fears.
I'm looking at that and I think...
And dazed and confused in departures. Dawn. The American millionaire's private plane is ready to leave Lanzarote, but it's grounded on the runway.
We had a slot in 15 minutes, but the bags are being stuck at the gate of the place. They've got a bit of a problem with the baggage. So.
These exclusive passengers don't carry their own luggage. You wouldn't expect to when you've paid £30,000 to go around the world in 25 days. But a political summit on the island has meant a major security crackdown, and these American bags are high risk. Customs want to check every one.
Basically, they are looked after from the moment they check in right the way through till they get to the hotel. They never see the luggage, really. But here, of course, because of the increased security, then it's not quite worked the way it has been doing for the rest of around the world.
Missing their departure slot is a big headache for the captain.
We've got connecting flights in Washington as well, so we don't really want to be losing this slot. But unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do about the security, so just got to bear with it.
Down on the tarmac, Lindsay's trying to get the show on the road.
Just when you're racing against the clock, it can be quite frustrating because everything's mañana and in their own time, you know. So.
After 2 hours, Customs finally released the bags.
You've just got to put these few bags on and then they can close up. They've got a new slot of 20 cars.
With 10 minutes to go, it's a race against the clock to load all the luggage and do all the aircraft final checks. Just as the last bags are secured in the hold, they get clearance for takeoff. In minutes, the millionaires are on the final leg of their world tour, on the 8-hour flight back to Washington. It's the week of the Lanzarote Ironman, the toughest triathlon on Earth. Competitors and spectators are pouring in from all over the world.
I chose Lanzarote because it is hard.
I want to watch them all collapse and have drips afterwards and see how horrible it is.
Definitely on the course, you wish you wasn't there. Simple as that.
Most of us come on holiday to do nothing, but these men and women have set themselves an almighty physical challenge. While some of the fittest athletes on the planet land in Lanzarote, Terry is trying to get out. A dream holiday with his lady friend turned into an alcohol-fueled disaster. He's been drinking heavily for a fortnight, and she's left him.
Lager and gin and vodka and more lager, you know. Just went on and on, you know.
Maria's had enough. She's at Ace looking for a ticket home without Terry.
And you're happy to leave him? Yeah, I would be as well, but at the moment I can't honestly see me being able to put him on a flight. He goes and...
Not worth your job.
It's, you know, it's not very fair on the other passengers.
Not only has he lost his way, he's lost his luggage too.
Where is all his stuff?
He's thrown it away.
He's thrown it away?
And his keys, house keys.
Where they're around, you know. And all of them is apologies.
Maria decides to fly home alone.
I'll be low when I'm on the plane.
It's up trim now.
I've done all I can. I'm not going to do any more.
If he smells the same as he did when he came over a few hours ago, although he's not being aggressive, you can never tell when people drink a lot whether they're going to get aggressive and cause problems to other passengers on board the aircraft.
I look like a wreck, but I'm not drunk. I look like I'm drunk, but I'm not, honestly. May God be my judge, you know?
He wants a pair of scissors at the moment because he's trying to put his Nicorette patches on.
Yes, but that's to give up smoking. They don't do them for giving up drinking, otherwise I'd be wearing them. Ace, I'm going to help you.
It's an island packed with entertainers whose lives revolve around keeping the holidaymakers amused. Jerry's here to meet her cabaret partner.
We always threatened to come down and actually, you know, meet somebody at the airport like this, but she didn't think it'd be herself, so... So we've got one over on her, dying to see her face.
Christine's been on holiday in Widnes.
Christine! I wanna be loved by you, and nobody else. What are you like?
First sign of an audience, and they can't help themselves.
Where's my shirt outfit? Oh, yeah. Oh, what do you want us to do?
Go on, let's go. Well, I should have been home hours ago. I always lose track of the time.
Much to the bemusement of the arriving holidaymakers.
Temptation, I could find it all by myself.
Terry's been trying to sober up for hours, but everyone seems to have washed their hands of him.
I told you, you cannot go if you've been drinking. You cannot sell your time. If you come in here sober, then we will. So put you on standby.
I'm sober now.
You don't look at me, I'm afraid.
Oh, because this is days and days, so I'm okay today.
I'll speak with the handling agent and see if they will actually accept you. If they say no, then obviously I can't sell you the ticket. If they say yes, no problem. All right?
Okay,
so an hour and a quarter, all right?
Okay, all right. I've had a wash, I've had a shave, I've cut myself. All men cut themselves, you know. What more can I do?
It's up to Terry to sober up. It takes him 10 hours and gallons of coffee to be considered fit to fly. 6 a.m, the morning of the Ironman. Mark has a lot riding on it. His hand and now a leg injury could ruin his race and his bid to qualify for the World Championships.
Doctor seems confident, but he's not the one that's running. I'm just ready to get it over and done with, you know, getting started. Myself, actually.
800 of the fittest athletes in the world head to the beach, bracing themselves for the longest day of their lives. Starting with a 2.5-mile swim. In seconds, the Atlantic waters are turned into a churning mass of bodies. 40 minutes later, Mark is one of the first batch out of the water. Phil trails behind, trying to keep up his spirits.
I'm knackered now.
They now have to brace themselves for the 112-mile cycle over the toughest volcanic terrain in the world. As the scorching midday heat sets in, it's willpower and stamina that keeps pushing them on.
Only another 50 miles to go.
Back at the airport, Erkin has set himself his own challenge. He's determined to conquer his vertigo and get up the control tower. With his heart racing and his palms sweating, he prepares to face his lofty nemesis.
So I'm looking at that and I think... too high. Well, wish me luck, this will be fun. Bit of luck, the lift don't work now, that's a touch. See what it does.
A nervous Erkin finally begins his ascent.
Right. There and there and there, where the windows are, it's just a sheer drop, basically. I mean, that don't help having a door open, you know. Doesn't help the cause. Here I'm quite safe, but obviously here is not where you're supposed to be if you're working up here. This is the lounge. It looks quite safe where they're sat, but trust me, it don't feel that way. Kim?
Erkin looks for words of comfort from Kim.
Yeah, go ahead, you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just up here now, looking at planes. Nowhere near the edge, but yeah, I'm surviving. Okay. Yeah, so she's very interested in what I just told her, just an okay, but yeah. At the moment, I'm quite shaking inside, actually. I'm quite shivering a bit, so I'd like to go. That's all right. I don't really want to do that again. It's quite, well, what can I say? Scared, mate, basically.
So, with his feet firmly back on the ground, Erkin realises he's got a long way to go if he's to land that dream job in air traffic control. For now, he's just glad to have taken the first steps.
Who's the man? That's all I want to know. Who is the man?
Mid-afternoon back on the course, the marathon is in full swing. 10.5 hours after launching himself into the cold morning water, Mark reaches the finishing line, overcoming his injuries and qualifying for the Ironman World Championships in Hawaii.
My hand didn't even notice it. It got kicked once in the swim, but I mean that happens anyway. But then the last kilometre was party time.
After months of sacrifice, the boys have a dream holiday to look forward to.
We fly to Japan on Tuesday night for the World Cup, so it's just a matter of getting the race out of the way and then let the festivities commence. Whatever they may entail, who knows.
4.5 hours later, a surprisingly fresh-looking Phil completes his first Ironman.
I feel all right. I can't believe it. I feel all right, mate. Brilliant. Did you run most of the marathon? Hey? I went last lap. Brilliant. Felt strong, don't know why.
With the race over, the celebrating begins.
First one.
It's the World Cup. And on an island packed with the Brits and Irish, football fever takes over Lanzarote. After a weekend of celebrations, the boys are flying to Japan.
Cheers. Cheers. Here we go.
But his first Ironman has left its mark on Phil.
When you do the Ironman, it's tradition to get a tattoo on your ankle. And so I got mine into there. And it really hurt.
I don't think any of us have really thought about the holiday because we just wanted to get the race out of the way. And there were a lot of nerves between everybody prior to the race, and I think it's just sort of having friends and family here. The last 2 days have just flown by. We've been celebrating, we've been relaxing.
From Saturday night onwards, it's just been a complete blur, mainly because I've been drinking heavily.
The holiday starts here. Coming off, it's England versus Argentina. It's Lindsay's longest day.
It's a girl.
And it's the longest night at the airport.
It always happens at the end of the day. Always.
Lanzarote may be a Spanish island in the middle of the Atlantic, but there's nowhere more English, especially when we're facing arch-rivals Argentina. Alison is not going to let her job get in the way of the big match.
Yeah, contact me on, but not when England are playing football.
That's fine by us.
I will not answer the phone. You will have to suffer till they finish.
Her work at the airport may have to wait, but her choice of companion for the game may be a problem.
But I'm taking a friend along with me who's a passionate Argentinian supporter. He's lived in Argentina for quite a few years. He's at the moment writing a book on Argentina and he wants to support Argentina. So we're going to go together and watch the match. So it'll be good fun, because I'll kill him if we lose.
At the island's hospital, Lindsay's on countdown for her big day.
The latest range of hospital attire to be seen on many catwalks in hospital.
For someone about to give birth, she's very relaxed.
I tell you, don't knock the knickers.
Teresa may be her boss, but she's also on hand as Lindsay's birthing partner.
I'm just here for, and in case of a cesarean, because that is my strong point, you see. I can add anything about that and the aftercare.
Hopefully she won't be handing him any instruments.
The morning of the big match. Tensions are riding high. The beach is empty and holidaymakers pack into Lineker's bar.
It's important to decide on.
To win today, it'll be like winning the World Cup, I think.
Erkin's dragged himself in after a long Thursday at the airport. The bar's owned by his dad.
Sorry, sir.
No. Am I not allowed in here?
I got to ask you to leave.
Morning, guys. All right? Morning.
That was my dad's. What a surprise. When I'm not at the airport, I try and help out as much as I possibly can. I don't usually, because obviously I work days at the airport, so this is a night job. So I need some sleep, basically, and I love my sleep.
Yeah.
Alison's leaving work early, and there's a bit of pre-match needle with Martin, her Argentina-supporting friend.
They need Argentina are going to win.
No, but for my emotional well-being, Martin, and my stability, England need to win. So what's going to be more... Oh, so I can just go screwed up and go loopy. Oh, and you're prepared for that?
Absolutely right.
Finished.
Okay, that's it. Just done.
No! Martin, come back! Martin!
It's 5 minutes after kick-off. Alison and Martin are running late. She's finally persuaded him to watch it, surrounded by England fans.
It's really busy up there.
I'm not sure I want to support Argentina up there, actually, because there are a lot of England supporters.
Well, that's...
Like...
Oh, well, just keep cool, man.
For Martin, it's going to be an uncomfortable 90 minutes.
How am I going to get to a television? Oh!
44 minutes in, Michael Owen is sent flying in the area. Step forward David Beckham to take the penalty. 1-0 to England. For the England fans, they think it's all over. For Martin, it may as well be. And he decides to go home.
The intensity of this experience is too much for me to handle. Heart's going to have a heart attack.
45 minutes later, the final whistle. 1-0 to England, but you'd think we'd just won the World Cup.
Where are you? Because I need you! Listen!
For Alison, the celebrations wouldn't be complete without one last wind-up call to Martin.
What does that mean, Martin?
For Lindsay, it's all over too, but it's taken a lot longer than 90 minutes.
It's a girl. She's gorgeous. 47 hours it's taken, but she's absolutely gorgeous. Dr. Patel was so wonderful. Lindsay's fine, and the baby is just beautiful. And name? Holly Lauren.
If she actually won't go to sleep, I think the easiest thing to do is have a walk round the ramp at the airport, hearing the engine noises. It might make her go off to sleep.
The evening flight to Bristol is grounded. It's 10 to 10. There's a problem with one of the emergency exits, and 36 passengers have to be offloaded to make it safe to fly. Kim and Jill have been called to the boarding gate to sort it out.
Yeah.
only got 23 passengers at the moment because, of course, people are probably refusing to come off the aircraft. It's because they're trying to pick them out without families. But it's looking a bit difficult because they've only got 20 people at the moment.
It's causing a long delay. 2 hours on and still 13 volunteers short. The captain is forced to get tough to make his plane safe to fly. He picks who has to get off.
Captain asked, does anyone get off? And now, because they won't get off, he's said to them that it's his decision now, so he's saying who will need to get off the aircraft.
As the 36 offloaded passengers finally head back to the terminal, the flight takes off to Bristol. One problem may have been solved, but it's created another. How to get them home.
OK, if you make your way back up the stairs, there's some seating area. Just sit there and I'll do all the explaining once everybody's off.
We don't know whether we're really heading back for Bristol or not. We've been told we're heading back to Bristol, but we've not had that definitely confirmed to us. And we're now 3 hours past our flight time, which is, obviously it's put us to a lot of inconvenience.
Passengers are waiting to board the last Dublin flight of the night. It's got 34 empty seats. A master plan has been hatched. It's going to have a stopover in Bristol.
We'll be boarding the aircraft in an aircraft that's going to take you into Bristol. We're boarding in about 5 to 10 minutes. With your boarding card, the green card you got when you come
Kim
off.
lets the Bristol passengers know they're getting home, but keeps the news of the diversion from the Dublin passengers until the last minute. It doesn't go down well.
Not happy.
Okay.
It's bad enough getting home at 4 o'clock in the morning with a 3-year-old coming in. It's disgraceful.
At last they board.
Sometimes it's better to say nothing until you know the exact thing. Just keep them, I'm still here, as soon as I know anything, I'll let you know, and don't leave them. If we walk away and leave them, that's when people get angry, as long as there's somebody here with them. I think the crew will have a bit of problems on board. More with the passengers from Dublin. But it always happens at the end of the day. Always. I'm tired now.
It's midnight, and it's the end of another 15-hour shift for the Ace Girls.